This YouTuber tried to come after my channel by calling me a disingenuous, manipulative content creator who doesn't even research his videos, because I decided to slightly criticize his coverage of some Twitch drama in a video of mine. So in this video, I'm gonna explain how this guy completely missed the point of my original criticism, I'm gonna defend myself, and I'm gonna show everybody how pointless this guy's content actually is. But before the video starts, YouTube Studio tells me that the majority of people watching this aren't actually subbed to the channel, so if you like my videos then please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 300 subs and it would help out greatly. Anyway, back to the video. Alright, so what exactly happened here? Well, this guy is SpooknJukes, a YouTuber with over 115,000 subs, who mainly creates Dead by Daylight commentary videos, and has been doing so for a couple of years at this point. By the way, since I'm thinking that a lot of people from the Dead by Daylight community are gonna be watching this video, I decided to replace my ordinary Fall Guys gameplay with footage I just recorded of me playing DBD for the first time. So I hope you enjoy me failing at the game. Now, last summer, back when I had that brief YouTube comeback before, you know, hospitalizing myself, I dropped a video on Twitch streamer Bearbokk, who used the alias ThisGayBear at the time. Now, in my upload, I called out Bearbokk on how he treated smaller streamers during his live streams. Basically, whenever he'd lose in a game and another content creator happened to be in that same game, he would often pull up their Steam profiles on stream and publicly shame them for having less followers than him or being less successful than him, which then led to a lot of his live viewers frequently sending hate to the streamers that he publicly mortified. So I think that I made fair and largely agreeable points against Bearbokk, but I also dedicated like 20% of that video to criticizing SpooknJukes as well as one other creator for their poor handling of the Bearbokk drama, because they decided to be the ones to come forward about Bearbokk and cite all the evidence, but then they deleted their videos and all of the evidence of Bearbokk's wrongdoing was gone with it. And it's funny because the video is essentially about Bearbokk, he's the main person I'm calling out, but everybody in the comments is complaining about how I dare to criticize SpooknJukes. Like, his community is extremely combative. This is the most amount of pushback I have ever had on a video. Not even when I call out Ethan Klein do I get this many people insulting me. But I guess that's what I get for like always keeping it real and speaking the unbiased truth, because I believe that fundamentally there's this notion most YouTube viewers have that there are YouTubers you can criticize and there are YouTubers you shouldn't criticize. And the only way someone switches sides is if they have like a major scandal, right? Like, I personally witnessed this with True Jordy a few months back. I remember Ka was making fun of this guy's leaked DMs from a couple of years ago, and when Ka did that, everybody was commenting like, dude, we moved on from the situation, leave him alone. But now that he was involved in a major scandal recently, everybody's suddenly okay again with making fun of him for year-old DMs again. And that's all because he switched to the people you can criticize side. And SpooknJukes is on the side of people you apparently can't criticize. But for me, when I see someone doing something that I wanna call out, I will criticize them regardless of their reputation in the community. Like, I don't care if you're a great guy with an excellent track record. You did something stupid, so I'm gonna call you out. This is also the same reason as to why I have had so many YouTubers try and come for me, but at the end of the day, even though they were bigger than me, I was still the one that won in these situations, because the people attacking me were coming from a place of hypocrisy and denial, and my comments were always my unbiased, honest opinion. But it is kind of funny to me though, because some people that just stumbled across this video randomly, they commented that they agreed with me, which, like, obviously if you watch this video from an unbiased perspective, your takeaway is gonna be, oh yeah, Bearbokk is shaming people on stream, he needs to stop doing that, and oh yeah, SpooknJukes is an idiot for deleting all the evidence. But everyone that agreed with me got called a Materwelon dick rider, and the fact that somebody online actually used the phrase Materwelon dick rider, that seems weirdly utopian to me, and I don't know if I like it. But anyway, so SpooknJukes responded to my video in the pinned comment, so let's take a look at it. This video is very disingenuous and it's a shame you did not take any time to find out why the videos, or mine at least, were removed. Alright, this comment is very disingenuous. Why? Because this guy is calling me disingenuous But in his whole response comment, he never even explains why. He just says, your video is very disingenuous. Now, I would like to argue against that point, but he doesn't list any reason for why it is disingenuous. So what am I even supposed to be arguing against? It's like a complete blanket statement. So I guess I'll try to best explain as to why my video was not disingenuous. My main point in that whole video was how Bearbokk unfairly harassed other streamers during his live streams. And I made it clear that the people who were harassed should be supported, and I shouted out their stream. I mentioned them by name multiple times in this video, and they're literally on top of the video description. So the purpose of my video was to help out smaller streamers who were frequently harassed and to call out Bearbokk for his actions, because I found it unjust that almost all the evidence of him harassing people on stream got deleted. But I even defended Bearbokk on some points, when I am certain that a disingenuous content creator would have just been entirely one-sided. So I have no idea how he could possibly consider this entire video very disingenuous. So I think he might only be referring to the part about him, which is also not disingenuous, because he claims I didn't take any time to find out why his video and all the evidence of Bearbokk's wrongdoing were deleted. He's implying I was disingenuous with that, but in reality, he's being disingenuous with that comment alone, because he makes it out like I put no effort into my research, and if I just researched a tiny bit, I could have found out why he deleted all the evidence. And that's factually incorrect. I put a lot of effort into trying to find out any sort of statement from SpooknJukes onto why he deleted that video. I looked through every tweet SpooknJukes posted between when he originally uploaded his Bearbokk callout video and when I started my research. That's a time frame of over 2 months. That's a lot of tweets to go through. Then additionally, I also searched through every YouTube community post of that same time period and every video he uploaded to see if there was any mention at all of why he deleted the video in like any of his newer videos or even just in a pinned comment. But there was nothing, absolutely nothing. So I did all that and there was never any reason mentioned that SpooknJukes gave for deleting the video. So can you really blame me for reaching my own conclusion on why he deleted it when he provided zero information anywhere? And by the way, my reason wasn't even definite, okay? I even mentioned that there might be another reason as to why he deleted the video, but I just know already how he's gonna try and counter my argument, because my original interpretation of why the video was deleted, that was probably incorrect. Like, I think my assumption was probably wrong, and I'll get to why later, but at the time, it was the only reasonable assumption that made sense from my perspective. And again, I never even stated this as an absolute fact. I stated it as the reason I personally believe. But he's gonna try and counter my argument by maybe even showing like a live stream clip of somebody asking why it got removed and him answering that question honestly. Because that interaction could realistically exist in one of his VODs. And then he might say something like, see, I told people why it got deleted, so you didn't do any research. But here's the thing, I'm not gonna watch every 8-hour live stream you did over the course of 2.5 months to try and possibly find an explanation of why you deleted all the evidence. You didn't tweet about it, you never mentioned it once in any post on any platform, and you never mentioned it during any of the videos you uploaded. Therefore, even if you did talk about it in a live stream once, you did not clip it and you did not put any effort into making the reason known. So it is completely unreasonable to expect me to have known about your explanation of why it got deleted, if you ever even gave one in the first place. And I'm honestly dumbfounded that I spent hours looking through this guy's social media for a reason, but he's out here claiming that I did not put any effort into finding out on why he deleted his video. And that's absolutely laughable. He then goes on to say, I removed the video because the streamer apologized and completely rebranded in attempts to be better. I felt my video served its purpose and I wanted to give them the opportunity to change. Now, I'm gonna put aside the real reason I think he deleted the video, because I wanna save that for the last video chapter. So let's just take it at face value here that he deleted the video in order to give the streamer an opportunity to change. I think that this is a terrible mindset to have, and I'm gonna explain why. Now, I personally believe in the concept of people naturally moving on from a controversy over time. For instance, with the PewDiePie shit, he used the N-word in a derogatory way, he apologized, people slowly started forgiving him, and he moved on. That's how a lot of controversies go down. Obviously, there's some like, for instance, the Minilad shit, where they're just never gonna go away. And obviously, that controversy shouldn't even ever go away, because there's a huge severity to what the Minilad did. But the average controversy that can be forgiven, it's gonna naturally go away and fade away over time. Now, SpooknJukes, however, he does not believe in that same mindset. According to this comment, SpooknJukes seems to genuinely think that in order to move on from a controversy, any evidence of the actual wrongdoing needs to be deleted at some point. So if SpooknJukes had his way, a couple of months after Logan Paul filmed a dead body, all the evidence of that even happening should be deleted. deleted. Or a couple of months after Shane Dawson did blackface, as long as he apologizes, all of the evidence should be erased. Do I even need to tell you why that's incredibly stupid? How can people even move on and learn from their past mistakes if their mistakes are erased from history after a few months? Now this might be a hot take to some, but I think if you as a content creator are the one gathering evidence and breaking allegations of any kind, you have a responsibility to archive all of this somewhere, because if they are completely erased from the internet, people have plausible deniability that they never even happened in the first place, which is awful because then they will never learn from their actions. Now obviously if you're just talking about some like allegations and giving your personal opinion on them, you can delete that whenever you want, I don't care. And also if you're like a random Twitter user and you just dropped allegations on somebody and you deleted it later because you got too much hate or something, I also don't care. But if you're the first content creator to pick up a story and you are the one gathering all the evidence yourself, then you need to not delete all trace of the evidence a few months later, because that makes the whole thing pointless. Moving on from drama means the drama fades into obscurity naturally, but it should still be traceable. Like for instance, if you're a new viewer and you want to get into Hassan Piker's content, you should be able to find out that he used to give largely sexist alpha male dating advice when he started out. Or if you want to get into, for instance, Lanza, you should be able to find out that he made his career milking the EDP445 pedophile allegations. Like that needs to be public information. It obviously doesn't need to be at the forefront of their channels, but if new viewers want to find out about that stuff, then they should be able to. But for some reason, SpooknJukes would want all of that to remain hidden after some time. And that's not how you move on from controversy, that's how you erase controversy. Like Bearbokk, he moved on from the drama and changed. He isn't toxic to other streamers on his stream anymore. He treats people with respect and just improved his stream for the better. He's like a changed person because of videos like mine that gave him the opportunity to self-reflect, even though he admittedly stopped streaming as frequently as he used to. But I'm somebody that believes in second chances. It's not like I made the video to like ruin Bearbokk's career or destroy him as a person. No, I just wanted him to get called out so he can change for the better. But he would never have changed if all of the evidence was deleted, because that gives him plausible deniability of the thing even happening in the first place. When I saw that ThisGayBear changed his name to Bearbokk, I thought it was important to make this video so that he can't just change his alias without people knowing he was the same guy that did all this horrible stuff to other people. Now he then says I could easily have left all videos up to gain thousands of views, even after the people changed, but I didn't. That doesn't sit right with me. Hope this cleared things up for you. Now I'm just gonna leave him claiming that he's such a selfless person for deleting his videos uncommented. If you still think deleting all the evidence of people's wrongdoing makes you the good guy, I guess I can't change your opinion. But what I will say is him saying hope this cleared things up for you, that genuinely pisses me off. You do not get to start your response comment by calling my video quote unquote very disingenuous and accuse me of not doing any research only to at the end say that you just wanted to clear things up for me. No, you called me disingenuous, you accused me of something that is factually untrue, and if you left those two first sentences out of your response, I would not be sitting here doing this video. I would have just accepted your comment as you telling me why you actually deleted your video, and I would have took it at face value. But your arrogance in wanting to accuse me of maliciousness in the same breath as claiming you're just here to clear things up, that I cannot accept, which is why we're now gonna dive into SpooknJukes' actual content. Now, when I made my video on Bearbokk, I did not dive into SpooknJukes' content, because again, he wasn't the main person I was criticizing. But now that I've looked into it, I can say that SpooknJukes makes some of the most pointless content I've ever seen on YouTube. So he uploads 3 types of content onto his channel: Dead by Daylight challenges, Dead by Daylight highlights, and Dead by Daylight commentary videos. Now the first 2 I don't have a problem with, but his Dead by Daylight commentary videos are just laughable. The fundamental flaw that makes SpooknJukes' content entirely pointless is that he, get this, he censors the people he talks about in his videos. He makes it unknown who he's talking about, meaning that if SpooknJukes were to make a video about anything that I did a video on in the last weeks, like Logan Paul's scam, the James Charles allegations, or even Just Stop, he would censor everything and make it impossible for people to figure out who he's even talking about. So how the fuck is anyone you're talking about ever supposed to be able to learn or move on from their mistakes if they never have any public pressure on them in the first place and can just claim that SpooknJukes isn't even talking about them in the first place? It is a horrible way to do commentary videos, and the worst thing is that his fans came to my video to complain about me not censoring his name, which is like, I think it's idiotic that you're censoring everybody you're talking about, but to then shame me for not doing the same thing, it is just ridiculous. Like, do you people really want to live in an utopian society where nobody is allowed to criticize anyone directly, ever? That would be like permanent censorship. That sounds horrible. Now in my mind, creators can have 6 goals they wanna achieve when they're making a commentary video. 6 reasons, so to say, to even create a commentary video in the first place. And I'm gonna break them down here. The first one is the classic call out or exposed video. So a YouTuber is raising awareness about allegations of any kind and explains why, due to these allegations, the person they're talking about should be punished or jailed or deplatformed or sued or whatever. It's the classic call to action. A good example of this type of commentary video is Coffeezilla's series on Logan Paul. Then you have the I'm commentating my opinion on some sort of news story type of video. So for instance, most videos by people like Some Ordinary Gamers or Moist Critical would fall under this category. So the vast majority of people that are watching these videos, they already know about the situation that Some Ordinary Gamers or Moist Critical are addressing, but they care about the commentator's opinion on the situation. Now the third goal a commentary video could have is just to comedically entertain the audience by making fun of somebody, right? So for instance, this person did something stupid, so let's point out the stupidity of what they did and laugh about it together, right? So for instance, the average Drew Gooden or Danny Gonzalez video falls under this category. Now the fourth goal a content creator could have in mind by making a commentary video is to criticize another creator for something they're doing right now, with the hope that by seeing this video, they're gonna change or stop in the future. Now for instance, any Joey Swall video would be in this category. The fifth reason to make a commentary video is just to document something, like for instance, any The Right Opinion video, or even my last video about Lil Xan, where I go over every controversy he had in the last year, would fall under this category. The point of a documentary type commentary video is not to call out a person, but to rather just recap everything that they have done over a certain span of time. And the last goal anyone could have in mind is just to talk about a controversy as a means to make a greater point as a whole. And of course, a commentary video could be a hybrid of 2 categories, right? Like this video here, for instance, right? This video here is a hybrid of the first and the fourth point. Now, this is why I believe that SpooknJukes content is truly pointless. His commentary videos don't fit into any of these 6 categories, because they have no point to them. They are being made with no goal in mind. They have no real reason to exist. So the average SpooknJukes commentary video consists of him showing a censored clip of another streamer or content creator doing something bad, him then explaining why whatever that person is doing is bad, and then just repeat with 4 or 5 more clips and done, video over. This style of content doesn't fit into the first or fourth category, because these 2 categories inherently need the creator to name the person they're talking about. Then obviously he's not comedically making fun of people, because his videos don't feature any comedy. It's just this talk of plain, this is bad and I'm gonna explain why. By the way, I'm not saying that SpooknJukes is like inherently unfunny because he uses commentary in his challenge and highlight videos, but I'm just saying that his commentary videos are not intended to be comedic. Then also, he doesn't give his opinion on news, because he's always the one breaking the story and the one gathering clips of people and revealing it to the public, so he doesn't fit into that category either, and he's obviously not making documentary videos. Now with the last category, I almost believe SpooknJukes videos might fit into it, you know, because he could be making content about someone being toxic in-game to make a greater point about toxicity in gaming in general, and this type of commentary video wouldn't require you to name the person you're talking about either, because they're just a pawn in order for you to be able to talk about the greater point you're making. But the reason SpooknJukes videos aren't created with this mindset is that every single one of his commentary videos all boil down to the same general point. It's always, look at this anonymous person being toxic, racist, or sexist in-game. This is bad, and you, the viewers, should not be toxic, racist, or sexist in video games and just take games less serious. That is the same point he makes in every single commentary video of his. So no, he's not creating these videos in order to make some sort of greater point or argument. He's just repeating the same point over and over again. So that is why his commentary content, at the end of the day, is created with no actual goal in mind. It is in essence completely pointless. Now I will give him this, there is one positive thing originating from a SpooknJukes video. That being SpooknJukes will shout out the people being harassed just like I did in my previous video. And getting a shout out as a small creator from a guy with 115,000 subs, that's something positive. I can't deny that. But if you're a SpooknJukes viewer, you need to realize that every week when you're tuning in to watch his new commentary video, you're not watching some savior of YouTube call out toxic content creators in order to cleanse video games from toxicity or something. No, you're watching a shout out video. Nothing more, nothing less. His videos don't have any impact on negativity in video games, but at most may impact the career trajectory of a small content creator. So fundamentally, SpooknJukes content isn't terrible or even harmful, but it is just entirely pointless. There's no reason to it. Now SpooknJukes himself says he censors people so that they would get less hate, which that is true. If you censor a video, indisputably a lot of people that would have spread negativity to the person you're making a video on won't be able to, because they have no way of finding who you're even talking about. Now, SpooknJukes community did spread a lot of hate on my video, so his viewers aren't a bunch of saints, but they typically won't harass the people SpooknJukes talks about in his videos, because they can't find them, and only because they can't find them, because SpooknJukes seems to think he built himself this community of nice people that would never go and harass the people he's talking about, but then, the one time he did make it obvious who he was calling out in a video, and ironically, that person then experienced a massive boost of their channel. So either SpooknJukes community does feature a bunch of people that are going to harass whoever he talks about if he mentions them by name, or his call out video was just so bad that everybody went over to support the other guy instead. Take your pick. But anyway, yeah, I hope I have now proven why his content is pointless and meaningless. Alright, so now I'm just gonna say that this entire video chapter existing in itself proves that I'm not a disingenuous content creator, because a disingenuous creator would have not mentioned what I'm gonna talk about right now. But not like that's gonna matter to SpooknJukes, because he's gonna be watching my video and within the first 5 seconds already have concluded that I'm purposely spreading misinformation. But regardless, I do wanna point this out. So when I released my video, I got a lot of comments calling this guy racist, and that left me very confused, because like, I never alleged that he was racist in my video. In fact, I never even brought up anything related to racism at all. So I was very stunned, like, where was this coming from? Why are people calling this guy racist? So I did some digging, and turns out there's another streamer heavily pushing racism allegations against SpooknJukes. In fact, it's the same guy that he boosted by making this call out video. And I could go the enemy of my enemy is actually my friend route and just jump on the racism bandwagon. But I'm not gonna do that, because again, I'm not actually disingenuous. So the people who claim SpooknJukes is racist are basing that off the fact that he 5 years ago got called the N-word multiple times by another player and then read one of the insults out loud, making fun of the fact that this other guy was calling him like the N-word. And like, if you really think that that's racist, then I can't help you. Because it was 5 years ago, he already apologized and he didn't use it in a derogatory way. So no, I don't think SpooknJukes is racist. It's like if he rapped the N-word while listening to a rap song. Like, that's not actually racist. Now lastly, there's one thing I did get wrong in my initial video, and that's the reason for SpooknJukes removing his video. Now I'll explain why I got that wrong. So when I made my video, I was under the impression that Bearbokk and SpooknJukes, if we compare the size of their online presence, were like Jupiter and Saturn. But in reality, they're actually more like Saturn and Mars. Meaning Bearbokk was actually a much smaller content creator than I originally thought. Now I thought he was bigger on Twitch because he was an official partner, and I know a bunch of people that have like 30k to 50k followers on Twitch and can't get partnered. So what I assume that happened is, when the controversy hit, Bearbokk deleted his old channel ThisGayBear and created a new one under the alias Bearbokk, which is why it didn't have a lot of followers, but in reality he just changed his name, and that warped my perception of the size of their conflict massively. Plus then again, another reason, SpooknJukes is really deleting videos at random. Like, some YouTubers maybe delete old videos that they aren't proud of anymore, or perhaps delete videos that underperform, but SpooknJukes, he just deletes them randomly. Like, SpooknJukes' way of deleting his content is like if you suddenly went on my channel and all of these videos are gone with no explanation at all and not even one mention of them. Like, obviously that's gonna look suspicious. And also, because he deleted a lot of videos, I couldn't even tell through Social Blade on what day exactly the video on Bearbokk got deleted, because there were so many deleted videos. Like, it could have been online for 2 hours or 3 months. From my perspective, I had no way of knowing. So because I couldn't know when he deleted his video, and I had a misconception about how big the people involved in the drama were, I incorrectly deduced that his video must have been deleted due to public pressure by Bearbokk, because in my mind the only other option at that point would have been that new information came to light which disproved the original claim of SpooknJukes' video, which I eliminated as a possibility because SpooknJukes was 100% factually correct in everything he said in his video. So then the public pressure reason was the only reason left in my mind, and I admit I was wrong about that. SpooknJukes probably deleted the video because he believes in his I need to delete evidence for people to be able to move on mindset, but I'm hoping that you guys can at least understand how I would have reached that incorrect conclusion. Now, to sum it up, is SpooknJukes inherently a bad creator? No, he just thinks of his content as more than it actually is, because his content is not terrible, but it is pointless. Yet he seems to think that he's the savior of video game culture, when in reality it's all just one big virtual signal. But hey, if you like his content for whatever reason, then go enjoy his content by all means. I'm not gonna stop you, but just keep in mind that when the critic SpooknJukes gets criticized himself, he will attack you directly with misleading claims instead of actually engaging with the criticism, which makes him a total and complete hypocrite.